we're talking about now how we might be able to celebrate the supernatural world, right? Celebrating the supernatural world. And we're going to look at two of our feast days in commemoration, the feast day of All Saints and All Souls, which is also the commemoration of all the faithful departed. So let's start with the feast of All Saints. All Saints Day is a solemn, holy day of the Catholic Church. It's celebrated annually on who knows when All Saints Day. Let's get you back in that chat box. Let us know when All Saints Day is celebrated. I'll give you a hint, it's coming up very soon. The day is dedicated to the saints of the church. And so that would be anyone who has attained heaven. So all who have attained heaven. And All Saints Day observances tend to focus on the known saints. So by default, we're going to think about the saints that have gone before us, those who have been recognized and canonized as saints, through the Catholic Church. But it's also an opportunity for us to remember all who have entered heaven, including family members and friends. And All Saints is recognized as a holy day. So that is a holy day of obligation. It was established November 1st. There's a clue. And I see that Cynthia has already jumped in with November 1st. So thanks, Cynthia, for being right on top of that. I didn't mean to click that one. Let's see. Jim Devlin is replying to himself. So that's the little spooky on its own. And he says November 1st. So this All Saints was recognized as a holy day, established November 1st in the mid-8th century by Pope Gregory III. But it's celebrated on different days in different countries for various reasons, which we won't get into today, but Google it. It's pretty interesting. Now, here's something that's really interesting as well. Following the Protestant Reformation, many Protestants retained the holy day, but they dismissed the need to pray for the dead. So this is an interesting distinction between Catholics and Protestants. Some Protestants who feel no need to pray for the dead. Instead, the day has been used to commemorate those who have recently died, usually in the past year, and remember the examples of those who lived holy lives, but not feeling the need to pray for them because they don't believe in purgatory, right? So as Catholics, we tend to remember them and we do pray for the dead. So that takes us to the Feast of All Souls, also known as the commemoration of all the faithfully departed. All Saints Day shouldn't be confused with All Souls Day. All Souls Day is, I'm sure if you knew November 1st was All Saints Day, then you must know that November 2nd is All Souls Day. And it's dedicated to those who have died and not yet reached heaven, which is a reflection of our understanding of purgatory. So whether or not one should pray for the dead is one of the great arguments which divide Christians. Martin Luther rejected the concept of purgatory and the need to pray for the dead. Catholics recognize that prayer for a loved one is a way of caring for the dead and removing the distance between people, because when we pray for them, we're in supernaturally with them. So in prayer, we stand in God's presence in the company of someone that we love, even if that person has gone before us into death. St. Augustine, who was mentioned earlier by Deacon Matt, said that if we had no care for the dead, we would not be in the habit of praying for them. So it's definitely showing care for the dead when we're praying for them. And again, based on that understanding that through our prayer, we can help move them through purgatory into heaven. So to recap, on All Saints, we remember the saints in heaven, and on All Souls, we pray for those who have died and not yet reached heaven.